Hey everyone, I have my friend here, Kelly, and we're super excited to share her story. I guess the technical term is a case study. So the result that Kelly's really excited about, and not to like put too much pressure on you, Kelly's team was averaging 12 new customers a month, and you have tripled that. So you just finished last month with 36 new team members added, which is pretty much your best month ever, right?
Yep.
And that's really exciting. So can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your story, and then we'll jump into the problems you were running into and how you were able to fix them.
Sure. So long story short, I started about 20 years ago. I was excited to build a business. The way I was taught to build a business, I hated building the business. So I quit building the business. And but I still love the product and I still use the product. And so I casually, when it would come up, when it was very obvious and easy to say, hey, I would bring it up. And so for 20 years, 19 years probably, I very, very casually did that. When someone would ask, I would answer kind of thing. And so my business did build slowly because in that first year I had, kind of tried to recruit some people. And so they did a little bit of building. Then I recruited someone who for 2 years didn't even want to be a part of network marketing and finally said, well, I guess I can have my own account. So I don't have to bother you every time. And I'm like, good idea. And then she went crazy, but the rest of my
crazy as in not like crazy, but like crazy.
No, crazy in a good way.
In a good way. Yeah, I just want to make sure.
I like network marketing. And where she went. Yeah, so
she liked it.
She was like close to our top rank at this point. But other than that, nobody else on my team of anybody who ever said they wanted to build really did anything. So 2 years ago, about January, I just started kind of getting the inkling, literally, that God was saying, look, you need to step up your game, make a bigger impact in this world. You're not using the gifts I gave you. And I really just looked at Young Living and said, I really think I could do that. I really think I could do that, in this situation. I can help people and make a difference. And then when COVID hit, it hit me even harder because, the world was freaked out. And I just thought, boy, if people had other income sources and wellness sources and whatever, there wouldn't be so many freaked out people. Like I wasn't freaked out, and none of the people that I knew that were in my company were freaked out. My check, because I've been getting a check all along, of course, it doubled just because COVID hit and everybody just knew what they wanted from a product perspective. So anyway, then I really decided for sure it was going to be this that I was going to do. But I knew that I had no idea how to do it. And I knew that I was not going to do it the way I'd been taught because I hated it. And so I Googled how to build a network marketing company and literally started like looking at, I can get all sorts of results. So I started looking at different coaches and different people and landing in different places. And like one coach interviewed a different coach. So then I liked that coach. So I looked at that. And then that coach mentioned this person. I looked at that person. So I just kind of kept going from coach to coach to coach. And literally for 2 years, I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And I've got some really good mindset stuff. And I've got some really good strategy stuff. And I couldn't teach it to my people. And it wasn't working for me personally either, because it wasn't teaching me how to just go out and start. Like I had already talked to everybody I knew. I didn't have a warm market left. In 20 years, you pretty much, if you're not in, you're not in. There's one exception, which was kind of fun. So my dad was an exception because he thought I was crazy for 20 years. And we'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, so then one thing led to another, and I ended up in your court. And I started with the recruiting thing. And halfway through the recruiting thing, you're saying, well, so you're going to add this to your sales conversation. And I'm thinking, you mind what? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about because I didn't have any of that basic stuff. So then, but I was still really, really excited because it all made sense to me. And it felt like it was actually something I could duplicate. So I talked to a couple of my team members there was a couple who just like never gave up with me, but none of us were doing anything successful. So I talked to a couple of them and said, hey, you should do the sales one that's coming up. And so a couple of them said, okay, I'll do that. And then I thought, well, I better do it too with them so that I can just like help bounce stuff off them. And then you and I actually had a conversation and I kind of kept talking to myself, I'm like, oh, wait, I actually need to do this because I have no idea how to do this stuff. So I need to start at the beginning. So that's what I did. I just decided to start at the beginning, learn from the beginning, like you've never done this before. And so then I started doing that. And then I had a friend who's on my team who called me and said, hey, I signed up for this vendor event. Will you do it with me? And I hate vendor events because my previous experience with vendor events was kind of one of the ways I was taught. And it was horrible. It was just so uncomfortable and it was so icky. It just felt icky. So I hated it. I'm like, yes, I'll do it with you. Then in your sales thing, I found a little extra add-on vendor training thing. And I'm like, ooh, what's that? And I was like, oh my gosh, it's brilliant. So I called my friend. I said, $12, do this thing, and then let's talk. So she did it. She goes, yeah, that sounds kind of good. But she hadn't done anything else from you. So we made a plan. And then 2 days before the event, she called me. She said, so what about this, that, and the other thing? I'm like, wait, that's not our plan. And then I said, okay, you need to tell me what you want to do. I'll do what you want to do, but I'll only do it that way once. From this point forward, if we set a plan, I'm doing it that way. And she goes, no, okay, we'll do the plan.
Okay.
And I don't know any. I said, well, I don't know either. I'm just taking Tasha's word for it. So we did your plan. Literally, this is what you do, which is so not how we've ever been taught to do vendor events in the past. And she had done other network marketing companies, and it was not how she taught either. You go to a vendor event and you try to peddle your stuff. So anyway, we did it your way. And so she actually has enrolled 23 new people this month because I put her front line on that vendor event. I was like the backup. If she was busy talking, I was
23 people from that vendor event.
Well, not all completely from the vendor event, but majority, yes, from the vendor event.
Holy moly!
Yep, and most of mine are too. I think 4 of my 6 are from the vendor event as well. And we did it the way you said. We went out, got their attention, had a little conversation. What I usually do is.
That's a good line.
It's a good line. And so then we had appointments with people. We talked to people. We had a couple people show up. I did a class this month as well, which I haven't done in years because I hated them. And now I'm like, oh, this is fun. So I did a Zoom class, and had a couple people show up at that were from the vendor event thing. And so anyway, it just all was like, okay, this works. And it was so cool. Let me tell you the coolest story.
Okay, tell me
so she has her first what?
Tell us the story. Yeah.
So she has her first one-on-one, right? And she's panicking. And I said, well, here's my outline. And I sent her my outline. My first draft, horrible outline, sent it to her. She says, thanks. 15 minutes later, she gets on the phone because, of course, the lady wants to have her appointment right now.
Right.
So she gets on the phone, and she gets on my Zoom account because she didn't have one yet. So it was recorded. So we got to look at it again. I have never seen anything so horribly stumbled through, like, hold on a minute, let me read my notes again. And I mean, it was like pathetic. And the gal signed up because it was so much better than anything else. And she said at the beginning, I said, just tell her this whole concept is new to you, and you're going to read your notes to make sure you don't miss anything important. So she said that. And the gal said, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So and now, of course, now she's better at it, and I'm better at it because we just have done it a number of times this month. But it was such a great example of, if you can read, you can do this.
Yeah. I think
I could have done it so much better. She probably would have, enrolled differently. I said, yep, probably. Who cares? Like, let's learn from it and move on. So,
yeah. Well, I think like the whole industry, right, is like, just talk to people, and whatever comes out is whatever comes out. And I just think we can do better for that than that.
I spent 20 years talking, because I know so much, because I'm a research geek, and people don't care. Like this, you'll use this for that. Oh, that's a classic line. You mentioned this, you'll use this for that. Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah,
sign me up.
That's it. That's all it takes.
That's it.
So when we first met, so this would have been back in March, right?
Right before recruit started, yeah.
Yeah. What were some of the problems that you were hoping to solve in your business when you started working?
Honestly, at that point, I'm not even sure I knew anymore what my problems were. honestly, I kind of feel like I was just so like reaching for something. I just honestly, I think the problem always was from the beginning, just would somebody just tell me what to do? Just tell me what to do, tell me what to say, and tell me how to help my new people do that and say that too.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that what I was missing was just the basic, just some basic outlines and some basic logic. Like I love the why of your outline. Like this is why we do this. You know, like acknowledge the awkward. Oh, that's helpful, you know? And why? Well, because it takes the salesiness away and it puts everybody at ease. And it,
right.
You know, it's like the why is just so helpful because it's just so logical. And it makes me more comfortable. So then it makes them more comfortable. And when I realized I don't have to actually like spit out every bit of scientific research I've ever read, and they're still going to want to try the oils, I'm like, okay.
I know you can't do it. You can't go through a conversation without saying your company name or your product.
It's hard. I'm sorry. I've blown it twice now.
Okay. There's unending grace in our community. So if you didn't figure out like what to say or what to do, what do you think was going to happen in your business?
Get this. Right before I found you, I found a coach who teaches how to do Facebook ads. Because I thought, okay, maybe my problem is I don't have enough people to talk to anymore. I just need more people to talk to. And as soon as I got into Recruit Like a Boss, I realized, holy moly, if this ad does well, I'm in trouble because I don't even know what to do with these people if they say yes.
Yeah.
So I stopped that momentarily going, okay, that may be great someday, but right now I actually need to know. So I think what would have happened is I would have done that. I would have continued that. Of course, I would have put those ads out. I would have started having people come in, and I would have realized I have the same problem I've always had. Because people have said yes to me for 20 years, both to the product and to the business. And yet the only person who succeeded is one who I told authentically, I think that's great that you want to build a business. I can't help you. I don't know how to help you.
I said, for the confidence.
I said, I'll tell you what I can do. I can come to your house and teach a class. She goes, great, let's do that. So I went and I taught a class or two. And I said, and I can point you to a couple of resources that like our upline has. So I did that. She says, great, thanks. And off she went. But anybody who, you know, like relied on me to help them, useless.
Yeah, so talk to us about what's changed. What did you implement from the customer first sales mastermind that helped with that?
How to invite people, what to say to them. And I changed and I tweaked that sales conversation to just be able to do a class in exactly the same way, you know?
Love that.
And then coming up with a recruiting. So the other thing is like, start introducing the recruiting conversation from the beginning. Like that's the other thing that like I'd get customers and then I'd be like, wonder if I should ask them now if they want to do the business, like, you know, 6 years later or something. So I love that whole idea of just gently introducing the concept from the beginning. Like it's normal. It's what we do. Of course I'm going to ask you. Why wouldn't I? Like I was always excluding people because I thought, oh, they're not interested. This will freak them out. And, you know, I love the product first and then maybe. So I've loved that part. And then like having this recruiting conversation outline and just having a launching, even just the very first thing, like, okay, let's get you started with the first gathering, you know?
Which is, it sounds like that's actually all you did with your top performer. Like if you actually rewind, you're the type of person I feel like you'd go back and watch this. I've never watched anything I've ever done. It's just self-conscious. But I kind of have an idea that you're going to go back and watch this. But you said, you're like, I didn't know what to do. All I did is I came over and did a couple of events for her. I pointed her to resources and I let her do what she wanted to do. And it's like, that's actually what you're supposed to do.
Right. But I didn't know that. I thought I was like responsible for everybody's success and teaching them everything they needed to know. For 2 years, I've been teaching, doing Tuesday night training classes. And they're all like, oh, that's great stuff. Yeah, that's great stuff. Oh, thanks. Then they show up the next week. Oh, yeah, that's great stuff.
Yeah.
But nobody did anything because it wasn't great stuff. Now, like, here, this is simple. And the person who's not even in the class, like the one she's not even in the sales class. I just said, here, use this. And she's like, okay.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what do you think were the biggest actions that you took to create success in your business?
I did what you told me to do. Seriously, that's what I did. Like, I'm like, okay,
That
whatever
was not rehearsed, everyone.
I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it.
You've
worse
invested a
than
lot in professional development, right?
The what?
You've invested a lot in the past 2 years.
Oh,
In
yes.
professional
Should we
development.
count the thousands? Thousands and thousands and thousands.
If
And
you-
I don't think it was bad stuff. I'm a different person, and that's great and dandy. But I definitely think I could have avoided it.
Would you be willing to speak a little bit to generic business training when you're a network marketer?
Yeah. So it doesn't really apply in a lot of ways. Like, you can pick a mindset thing or a kind of a basic marketing strategy thing or something out of the heap. But in general, it doesn't apply. There's too much in general business training.
Yeah.
That network marketers don't have to do.
Right.
And most general business training isn't about networking.
Right.
Even though any business owner
networking, sure,
should be networking, but in general, it's not when you think about opening a coffee shop, your first thought isn't, okay, I got to start networking, because you got a coffee shop on the dang corner and you got a sign and people drive by and they want coffee.
Traffic is different.
It's very different. Yeah.
And so lead generation is different.
Very different. Absolutely. Very, very
different.
Product
development is not
an issue.
Not an issue. Right. Distribution.
So all those things, so much of it was, it's interesting. I love to learn. So I was like, oh, this is cool. Not relevant.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, before I did one of the business training hunks that I did, I specifically asked, do you have network marketers in the program? And do you specifically speak to network marketers in different, and they said, oh yeah, there's a lot of network marketers. And I have a feeling that was really, honestly, it might've been true. There's a lot of them, but not a lot of them that were getting much out of it for their network marketing business. I could open a coffee shop today though.
If
this all fails, I'm good to go. I just open a coffee shop. I know how to market and do product development and legal. And
That's funny. Okay. So outlines. What would you say to someone who's like, I don't want someone to tell me what to do?
Like a new builder, you mean?
No, just like anyone who's watching this.
Oh.
Right? Because you're like very much like, Tasha, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. And I'm sure most people watching this video are not in that camp.
So
what would you
start in that camp?
Yeah.
Because I've always been the person who figures out how to do it, figures out the problems, decides. And what that did for me, honestly, because I have a business degree, you know what I mean? Like, so what all that, like, I can figure this out did for me is it made it way too complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess what I would say to people who are saying, I don't want someone to tell me what to do, I would say, that's fine. But if you just want to spend a little time having someone suggest to you that this might work and then you give it a shot, you probably change your mind. And the thing is, it's not like you didn't give me word for word and say, you have to say this.
Right.
Give me some logic to some very simple, basic outlines and some psychology. And I love psych. I was a psych major before I was a business major. That allowed me to see the plan, just the simple little plan. Like, what do people need to know? What do they want to know in order to make a decision? And I can make it my own. It's still my words. It's still my product. It's still my favorite uses of this, that, and the other thing, whatever the case may be. And I guess for people who don't want someone to tell them what to do, maybe this isn't the place for you. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't pay money and then not do what was recommended. It wouldn't make sense to me. Like, I'm going to spend the money. I'm going to take the coaching and
use it
and run with it and see what happens. I mean, if I ran with it and nothing happened, I might rethink it. But I ran with it, and my gal, who isn't even in the class, ran with it. She did the $12 vendor event training, and she ran with it. And we're both like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. And guess what? It works.
It does work.
Yeah, we had some amazing bonuses going on this month, and we earned them.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I saw here you earned a $400 bonus this past month.
Well, that's just on top of the other bonuses, actually. So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
That's
and so cool. She actually earned $1,000 in bonuses, and she enrolled a person to do a fundraiser. A person who's adopting wanted to do a fundraiser. She goes, let's do a fundraiser. I'll teach a class. You bring all your people, whoever enrolls, you get to enroll them. You'll get all the bonuses. This happened on May 30th. Today's June 1st, right? The gal just got $1,000 in her adoption fund. I know.
And that is such a cool, I hope you guys are watching this and you just like pulled that nugget out to use fundraiser concepts. We're going to have to talk about that in the Resilient Leader next week. That's awesome.
And because my gal she adopted. And so it's near and dear to her heart. So she's on some groups and she's just like, well, all these people need to raise money. We got some great bonuses going on. What a great way to bless like everybody. Even the people who are donating, they're, gaining. So anyway, yeah, great.
Yeah, that's so good. So like what I'm hearing is like part of it is creating the structure. And then what that does is that's giving you the freedom to be creative.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if that class didn't convert, that person, you wouldn't be able to promise it's a fundraiser.
Right.
Like the way I look at it is, let's say you have 10 people come to class, one person buys. You can't promote a fundraiser where you're going to have 10 people there and make $20. That's not really that much of a fundraiser.
Right.
But if 6 or 7 of them, right, you have a good conversation outline, 6 or 7 of them buy, and then the bonuses on top of it. Well, now we're talking about an actual fundraiser.
With she made $1,000 in 2 days.
It's just that's so cool.
I know.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
What do you think, Kelly, are the biggest lessons that you've learned from this experience?
Go back to the basics. Don't make things so complicated. Simplify. And I think the other thing really is think about the psychology of whatever it is you're doing and see if you would want to be on the receiving end of that.
Love that.
Because when I look at how I was taught and how I was doing it, I can understand why people don't like network marketers. I didn't like doing it because I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of it. Whereas now, if I called myself and said what I say, I'd be like, cool. Yeah. What you got? Tell me what you got. Because it's comfortable. It feels good. It's just like it feels like, how you tell network marketers, hey, it's just like referring your favorite movie to your best friend.
Right.
And then we all get into it and go, no, it's not. Well, it is. Like, it feels that way now. It feels so like I would never want to not include my friends in knowing about this amazing restaurant I just found down the street. Of course, right. I want them to know. I don't care if they want to go or if they even like Mexican food. It doesn't matter to me if they like a street taco or not. I'm going to tell them. And I'm not going to feel weird about it. Well, that's how this feels because the same psychology is there. The same logic is there.
Yeah, I think that's right. On a side note, what kind of monster doesn't like a street taco?
Come on. I mean, I didn't even know I liked, in their defense, I didn't know I liked street tacos until I moved to Texas for the winter three winters ago and discovered taco trucks. And I was like,
yeah.
So, that's now I found that my little Mexican restaurant down the street actually makes a really good street taco. I didn't even know to ask for one when I was here before.
Now I hope that's another takeaway for you guys. Street tacos for the win.
Yeah. With salsa verde, please.
What advice? This will be the kind of last question. Right. What advice would you give to other network marketers based on what you've learned in the past couple of months?
If you're new, start here, start simple, and you can keep it simple probably for the rest of your life. If you've been doing this a while and you're feeling burnt out or it's not working or whatever, just trust that it's okay to go back to the basics, spend a little money, do what you're told, take some coaching. And I've done a ton of it. So I just am here to say, this is the first time anything I've paid money for has worked. Anything I've not paid money for, this is the first time something has worked. But take a step back and realize you don't have to know it all. It's okay not to know it all. Let yourself be the one who needs to learn something new and take it. It's easy. It's simple. That's so cool. And just take it and go and succeed and help people in the world. I feel like I can really make an impact because I'm actually impacting people that I talk to now.
That's so cool.
And my dad, I told you that was the next story.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Before your dad, we'll close up with your dad, but can you talk a little bit?
Crazy for this weird stuff I do. And I've talked to him. I've shared samples. I gave him some product. He's all like, yeah, thanks. So I did this class, and I happened to be talking to him. I said, "Hey, I'm doing a class. You guys want to come?" "Oh, sure. Send us the info. We'll see." So they show up. They being my dad and my stepmom. They show up. 20 minutes after class, I get a text. "Hey, so when can you get together with us? We really want to do this."
After 20 years.
So I enrolled him.
So you enrolled your dad with
And
the.
he's excited. He's like, "Can it help me with this and this and this?" I'm like, "Yes and yes and yes."
What do you think was different? I mean, I know the answer is a sales conversation now, but go like.
I think the difference was the invite. Because the invite made it so simple, and they knew how long it was going to take. They knew what we were going to cover in the class. They knew they could just sit and watch and not have to participate, and that's what got them there. So, they're both very intelligent, educated people, so they probably would have been fine with all the education if they would have ever listened to that, like way back when. But they wouldn't even listen because I didn't know how to approach them correctly, apparently. Like I never approached them in that way at all.
How did you approach them before?
Well, they would have a problem. I'd say, "Hey, this will fix that," or, "You should try this," or, "Here, let me give you a gift of something you don't even want to see if I can change your mind." I mean, it just was not, and even some, like, because I kept thinking, come on, like, you've seen the difference in me and my family, and you know what we're doing. And so that would irk me. So I'm sure I made some passive aggressive comments too, like they'd say, "Oh yeah, struggling with this." Well, oils would help that.
Yeah. Passive aggressive. We talked about that today. So what I'm hearing you say is that your sales approach for the past 20 years, to kind of sum up for everyone else, was unsolicited advice.
Yeah, lots of it.
And what changed is inviting people to come into the world with consent and transparency.
Yes. The gain agreement thing is huge for me, because I was always throwing out advice that was unsolicited.
Yeah, and most people do. Can I ask you one more question? I know I said it was going to be the last question. Okay. Can you talk a little bit about mindset and how it's not the answer? I'm looking at like something you sent me. It says mindset won't get you anywhere unless. So the industry is like mindset, have to mindset. Yep. I personally think it's a convenient way of people to charge you thousands and thousands of dollars and tell you you're the problem. Yep. Can you talk a little bit about the lesson you've learned around mindset and strategy and how that applies to you?
So all the mindset training I've done, number one, I have enjoyed it because I love psychology. Number two, I feel like I have a different mindset. And number three, it didn't affect my business in the least. It did not affect my ability to go out and take action that worked. It made me, how when you first start network marketing, sometimes they'll say, it's something about something on fire, motivation, passion on fire. I don't know, idiot on fire, whatever. It's like,
what do you get when you motivate an idiot?
A motivated idiot, right? So that's what it made me. Like I was still an idiot. I was just a motivated idiot. So I went back to being a motivated idiot. Like I was a motivated idiot 20 years ago. That didn't work. So then I quit being a motivated idiot. I just stayed an idiot. So all mindset did for me, I don't personally, from a personal perspective, I don't regret it. I like it. It's interesting, whatever. But it did not affect my business in the least. I don't need the mindset stuff to do the simple steps if I just simply know what to do. Because I'm not these outlines and these ways of inviting and these ways of doing things, it's not asking me to do anything even uncomfortable, quite honestly. Like you need mindset if you're going to do something really, really uncomfortable. This isn't even really, really uncomfortable. Now, if I was a total introvert, just simply talking to somebody might be a little bit uncomfortable. But knowing what to say takes away half the dang battle.
Yeah, probably more, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, honestly, like I have a conversation tonight with somebody at 7 who is interested in building. If she decides this is what she wants to do after our recruiting conversation, I cannot wait to start her because she'll just do it. I know she will. I don't even know what her mindset is. It doesn't matter. because it's so easy to just do some very simple invites. You know, we can role play a couple invites back and forth, and then let's just make some invites. Let's get some people there. You know, it's like, it doesn't require mindset it doesn't require mindset to get some customers, especially with your warm market, like when you first start. Now, once I become, you know, if I have this crazy big team and their ups and downs and whatever, because the network marketing has some ups and downs, and then that's not going to go away.
Right.
My mindset stuff's probably going to be more important. Like, I'm probably going to be glad I paid all that money way back when to get some of that mindset stuff. But even some of the strategy stuff, like the whole Facebook ads thing, okay, that I was taking before I found you, that strategy, hey, that may come into play someday. Maybe I'll use it someday. It's a strategy, but it doesn't get me the skills to actually deal with if the strategy works, then what do you do with the people?
Yeah.
You know, so I just think the mindset stuff is not necessary when you start, for sure. I can't see it being necessary anytime in the near future. You know, potentially, if I'm some crazy big leader, I'm going to need some more mindset stuff, but.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. So the research shows beginners need execution, intermediates need strategy, and experts need mindset.
I can so see that.
And so,
like a new person, just need to know what to do. Now I've run out of people, so give me some strategies to find some new people, some networking strategies, some, you know, that kind of thing.
And then the experts are like, I don't want to meet new people.
Right.
Mindset, right?
That's right. Like, I'm done. I don't want to meet anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then the mindset will help. Or how do I deal with my leaders that are whining about this, that, and the other thing?
Well,
or whatever.
I would argue that is beginning leadership. And so here's your outline.
True. Yeah.
Right. And then it's like, I don't want any leaders right now.
Now we got mindset again. Yeah. And it's interesting because the stuff about mindset, like in the recruiting mastermind that I started, I was like, yeah, that's great stuff. That's not my problem right now. Like, I recognized it even then. Maybe I didn't have words for it in the moment, but I like, my problem is I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to have somebody else do. So I don't think the mindset stuff is necessary right now. It's fun and it's expensive. And it takes a lot of your time, but I honestly don't think it's necessary for anyone to get halfway through their ranks. Seriously. I mean, just invite customers and invite a recruiting conversation and say, here's my stuff. This is what I do. You're welcome to use it if you like.
Yeah. That's
pretty simple.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love all of this. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And you're getting some comments. So hilarious.
Thank you so much. I'm just like, thank you.
It's really exciting to see you just like love your business.
I always thought I could. So it's just really fun to actually do, you know? Yeah. It seemed like something anybody should be able to love network marketing. It's so simple and it's so beautiful and it's so impactful. We have such good products out there in the network marketing world. Like, we can impact the world. It should be able to be fun. Why? I'll tell you why it's not fun. Because you don't know what to do.
Just talk to people and tell stories. It'd be fun.
Just talk to people and tell stories. Oh my gosh. I taught my whole team can tell stories. That didn't do us any good. Oh.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Kelli, thank you so much. If you guys have watched this, just let Kelli know how much you appreciate her time and her sharing vulnerably her story, the good and the bad. If you guys want to jump into our next Customer First Sales Mastermind, just type details. We'll give you the details on that. And we're just so happy to have everyone part of the community. And Kelli, we're so happy we found you.
I'm so happy you found me.
We use dance course to find you.
There's no if with this Customer Sales First Mastermind. It's a no-brainer. Just do it.
Awesome. She is not paid to say that.
I'm not paid to say that. I pay her, and I still say it.
She pays me to say that. That's great. All right. I hope you guys all have a great day. Kelli, I'm going to end the broadcast. Don't go yet.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, everyone.